I do hear you. Hello. Hello, Muffin Lars. Thank you very much. Of course, you have the longest lunar eclipse. Look at that. Longest lunar eclipse, and I will be totally clouded out. Hello, Spaceberry. How are you? Is there something? Do I have something on?
I'm sorry. What's going on, Quicklius? How are you? Oh. You see, I turned off to hear myself. I turned the thing off, so... Oh, boy. What happened? I left...
I left this one on. And unfortunately, I didn't know it was on until people were commenting.
So, yeah. If you have the audio on, you can hear that. Yes, good to see you again, Quiglius. We are... No, Spaceberry, come back, please. Please. I swear I'm nice. Honestly. Well, you can rewatch the VOD and just hear. I'm gonna have to rewatch it and hear how that sounded. Oh my goodness. Yes. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Oh. All right. So yeah, obviously there's some changes I've been doing just in case things up and everything. It's all good there. Thank you. Thank you. It goes with my beard. How is everybody doing? How are things today? So, if you're noticing something, it's that if it's possible, we are streaming in 1080p and 45 kbps as we did in the past, because the internet is properly hooked up. Okay, the internet may be properly hooked up, but the outdoor cam still wants to keep disconnecting. Yeah, the internet is there we go. There's a better look. I don't actually, you know, can we even see the tower? What's going on, Third Rock? How are you? Being lazy, it's cold, cloudy, rainy. Well, it is. Actually, this is a fair accumulation of snow in the last little while there. Lars, thank you so much for popping in there. Appreciate you saying hello. Good to see you. Yes, so much snow, and there's a possibility that there's going to be more. There's going to be more snow. I don't know if we can see it. You can see our tower at all. No, I've put the camera in just a position that we can't see the tower, which is now powering our internet with much better reliability. I will happily keep it up this way, Third Rock. I will happily keep it this way. Keep it away from you guys. But yes, also, yes, Muffin, congratulations on your 2-year anniversary stream. I do apologize I wasn't able to hang out in there as long as I was going to, but yeah. Okay. Happy to catch you for a little bit there, hang out a tiny little bit with you. I had you on the lurks for quite a while there. I had you on the lurk. But yes, go on, check out Death by Muffin. She has got a wonderful community, and you know, she's wonderful to talk with, and just is yeah, it can be a nice voice of reason, or a you know, a wonderful antagonist. All right, Muffin. All right, not Muffin. Lars, take care. Have a good sleep. Well, yes, welcome in, everybody. As always, my name is Tom. I am the Astro Canuck, and tonight is a little bit of an early astronomy chat because tomorrow night is a little bit of a different format. We are going to be doing a charity stream on for Movember Canada, and I will be joined by my brother, the Mo Bro. He will be just talking about what he's been doing for Movember for the past 12 years, and just that we are, I want to be able to help him raise some money for his, his annual fundraiser, and just like things are hitting a little more closer to home this year, as the old balls, Papa Canuck has been struck with cancer. So, we're doing this for him and everybody else's dad and brother and son out there who is struggling with mental health or cancer or anything else that is plaguing men's health and well-being. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow is how I carefully worded you there. Well, But yes, tomorrow will be our charity stream. We'll try and do a few different things there. Tonight was a bit of a test to see, now that I got everything hooked up, to see what is actually working, what may not be working. And because some of the lights were acting funny earlier today, and it wasn't like a funny. It was like they didn't want to work. I had to reconnect a whole bunch of the lights and the commands. So hopefully we'll be able to notice if anything is going wrong. There was an update to Lumia stream as well, and now I can't get everything to connect there. Everybody wants to connect, right? Of course. So, and these are the things that just kind of pop up on the live stream. Usually, I would be more than happy to be taking images of outer space. However, we have all the snow, and there might be a total of 15 centimeters. So, it's not what we're looking for there. I sell swag with Christmas tree cluster. Interesting. Well, I was thinking about that. What we're going to be doing for tomorrow is possibly doing I'm going to see how to work. I've never done a giveaway before, so I don't want to muck things up. And really, what I think it might be is some Astro Canuck t-shirts. I think that's kind of an easy thing to do, and yeah, we'll get things sorted out from there. NASA Muffin, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you in here. And yeah, what else for tomorrow? Also, a bit of a clarification for tomorrow. Coda Kiwa, what's going on, Coda? How are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. So yes, a little bit of clarification for what we're doing tomorrow. The little on the about section or the donation area for the PayPal or through Stream Elements, that's what we're going to be. That is the donation. If you want to make, if you care to make a donation at any time between now and the end of tomorrow's stream, it is those PayPal donations. Because at the very end of the stream is when I want to make the donation to my brother's Movember page. If it is subs and bits, that is still going toward the stream itself. That's still going towards astronomy, because those payouts from Twitch can take a long time to come through. So because the PayPal payments are available immediately, I will be able to pay to make the donation at the end of the stream. And it's right now we're at $5, which is great. There's the fact that anybody would like to make a donation, or with if you don't want to, if you want to quietly make a donation, you can also make it directly there, as the Astrobot has said, to my brother's page. So from either of those avenues is how we can. If you guys are choosing, if you'd like to support Movember Canada, that's the link that you can use, or we use the Stream Elements page. So we'll reiterate things how how it's going to go throughout the day tomorrow. There's a few other things I still want to be able to, do to get prepared. What we'd like to do is, my brother will be on for the duration of the stream, and we move. I didn't say. Okay. We look after our moose out here. We look after our moose. But no, for men's mental health, men's prostate cancer, cancer alike. Yeah, that's everything that we're going to be looking after there. Moose are absolutely huge. I got to say, I've seen a couple on the side of the road, driving much farther north, and it's just like I can't even imagine what's left of the truck. Like what is and hopefully it was at least a truck that did hit it, you know, not you know, not like a car or anything like that. Sorry, there's a whole bunch of sounds happening here. All right, I don't know why. You seen one person once when you were pretty young. You walked up to the side of your RV, and the lad was tall. They're massive. And I remember watching like the Mythbusters episode where they're talking about, if you drive fast enough and hit a moose, will you just continue under it and it'll just kind of like hang there for a split second so you have enough time to get through it? And no, it doesn't. If they could lift high enough, they could easily step over a car. It's I know there's a video I've seen online, like somebody just kind of driving, like riding just right up beside a moose, and just the sheer size of the thing is, you see another car kind of backing up away from it. And then another more terrifying video of a moose running through a snowbank as if there's nothing in its way, like a big. It is a giant it's a locomotive with antlers is what they are. Absolutely massive. But thankfully we've had no encounters with a moose. We've seen several bears on the side of the road. Deer have brazenly run out in front of the car. But thankfully haven't hit any deer. So just all the things to look out for. There was a bunny rabbit that tested Mrs. Canuck's metal the other day, and you know, thankfully neither party was injured. Although if there was anybody behind her, Peter Cottontail would have been a little pancake. So some things I want to try out here. It looks, I mean, already so far, I mean, we're streaming at a higher bit rate than we were before. I think the only thing that really all right, there might be one more. There might be one more sound here. Yeah, one second. Let's try to make one more new connection here. All right. Your medal was just well, yes, you were very brave. You were very brave. That one felt kind of patronizing. Sorry. All right. Something doesn't want to connect here. No. Please. Please. Let me come to bed. All right, let me see if I hit this, will that change anything? Oh, sugar lumps and weasels. Oh, you locked the door. You locked the door. Doodler! Hello, Doodler. How are you? Oh, dear. Let's do this. Can we go back to our default lights? There we go. Greetings! How are you doing today? How are things? Wonderful to see you in here. So, obviously we have some tiny errors, naturally, because, you know, there was an update. And when there's an update, things... Oh, wait. Oh, I think we're good. No, we're not. Oh, well. I apologize for that. Okay, so I won't go hitting any lighting buttons on here. I'll go hitting those buttons. But yes, like I said, today we have a new internet connection. It is much more stable. It is much more reliable. It is much more legit. And I was watching some streams last night, and I had no problem watching them at 1080p. In fact, I had a few of them running at the same time. Whereas before, I couldn't get anything more than 360p. And even then, there was a little bit of buffering going on. So today's Astronomy Chat, and definitely a little bit of gaming. I am definitely going to jump into Phasmophobia, because...
Holy potatoes!
Oh, I forgot to change this one! Oh! One last vampire potato costume. Ah. What's that? Thank you. I appreciate that, Muffin. Yeah, 360p, that's it. Muffins! Oh my goodness. Muffin. NASA Muffin. Death by Muffin. Oh my god. When you're both in here today, I need to go NASA and Death. Oh my goodness. Also, it is... Actually, I guess if we're doing this tonight... We're doing this one tonight. I guess we should maybe invoke the dark potato. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. I think the potato has been updated for today, because we'll play Phasmophobia. Now, why the... Now, I restarted everything. I'm pretty sure... I wonder if Lumia Stream knows that there's some issues with this update. If I could go back a step, can I go back and update? Can I roll back this update? Of course, there's issues. But we are 1 month away. We're 30 days away from the James Webb Space Telescope's projected launch date. Actually, I guess they should have a little something on here. Just tiny little James Webb Space Telescope. And I keep saying it way too much, so now we're probably delaying it by another couple of days now. We said it way too much. But I do want to be able to I do want to be able to catch that stream, and that is going to be very, very nerve-wracking. Yes, a month away if everything holds up to their projected timeline there. What's going on, Doug? How are you? I mean, it's been years and years that we've been promised a launch, and now that it has been shipped out and it's ready to launch. You've only ever heard of the telescope in terms of it being roasted for not ever making it into space. Well, as long as it makes its way into space, then we're good. We're happy. Nerve-wracking is the month-long unfolding that it needs to go through. It's just gonna be one nerve-wracking event to the next until they start bringing in some images and know that it has safely placed itself into that Lagrange point. So yeah, it's there was I don't know if it was Aryan Space or it was somebody had like a infographic of the timeline from the launch, how long it's going to take to get out there, and what it's going to do, when it's going to start sending back images, when it's going to start sending back scientific data. And so we'll follow along with that as well, because we've been memeing about it for so long there. And you read that Hubble has died again, probably for good this time. Has it gone back into, they put it back into safe mode there? What is the oh boy. Well, I guess it's appropriate timing for all of this, but you know, the amount of data that Hubble has brought us into those images, and it's been those images from Hubble that really got me hooked onto space and astrophotography. Looking at those images as a kid in the National Geographic world. Hubble is, I mean, it's gone on much longer. Its mission has gone on longer than expected. You know, and yeah, to be fair, even a lot of the stuff within James Webb could be classified as outdated as well, because that project was set to launch like 10 years ago, and it's been that long with the delays. So you figure out how much time it was being engineered, you know, all the ideas were being engineered before then. You know, how much wiggle room is there to kind of adjust for updating the technology in there. It's like, it's at least with Hubble, we know that they've been doing all they can to service it remotely, unlike with the Arecibo telescope, where everything just crashed and there was no recovering after that. How many cameras has Apple added to their phones in that amount of time? When was the first iPhone released? When was that? So Hubble was launched on the 24th of April, 1990. So the first iPhone was it was only 2007 was the first iPhone. It doesn't seem that long ago. So even almost 20 years before, Hubble was killing it, was crushing it with the images, and then iPhone rolls along, and then they just keep cramming all the same things into the phone. Now, granted, when they started adding night mode, I think adding night mode into the cell phones was a very good idea, because it just opened up astrophotography for those who may have just been curious about getting a cool shot of the night sky. So it's, in that regard, it is nice for the upgrades that have gone into all the technology. And when was... I mean, there's countless images and timelines and information for James Webb when that is set to launch there. I haven't been paying much attention to the Parker Solar Probe. There was the latest little bit was how fast it's going. It's that now it has now been the fastest man-made object in space. I did not know that that NASA was running that documentary on there. I will check that out. It's really in the last 24 hours. In the last 24 hours, it has been lining up things to catch up with the internet, because as well as we could make with a stream beforehand, the connection wasn't as reliable, so there was still a lot of buffering that was going on. But ever since things have been installed yesterday, I have nice clean signals, and it doesn't matter if a cat walks by the router and bumps a cord and then just pulls out an antenna, because it was such a it was a bit of a makeshift connection. I was running a cell phone booster with the thing as well. We have it is satellite connection now, but we have a direct line of sight to our tower where we're getting the signal from. And where the tower is situated, everybody in that area has fiber. So we get the we don't have very much traffic on our satellite, on our signal here. So everything works out. It's worked out really well. Actually, to be fair, I did notice they kind of let go a little bit of, not so much a trade secret, but when they did the speed test without queuing the internet connection, it was almost at like 100 megabits per second. They just with no queuing, as it were, or throttling, as I like to say. And so those speeds are possible. Speeds are possible with the satellite. However, I guess they do have to distribute it to other people in the area. So I don't know if I want to try and sweet talk them and say, listen, if we're like the only people who are getting the signal from this area, you want to give us a little more signal? Yeah, please. Boost it up a tiny bit. But I'm glad that everything is working out pretty well there. So right now, obviously, it would be very, very difficult to get some images. However, when we are getting some images from outer space, I can't believe just how well, like how efficient it seems the telescopes I have actually are when you cut out a lot of the light pollution. I think it's and just what the ASIR Plus can do is a testament to, well, actually, it's what I've wanted to do on the channel, really. When we're stacking our images live, and we're seeing it build up. We're not doing our 10-minute exposures and waiting for something to come through. We're actually seeing this all kind of unfold and seeing the details come through, as well as we don't have those errors in guiding. Well, we may, but it'll just reject those. So we get nice pinpoint stars, or you do like a 30-minute exposure, and everything is nice and clean. Everything is nice and sharp, especially with a refractor telescope. So getting an image like this of the Flaming Star Nebula beforehand was nigh on impossible, or not impossible, but more improbable, because, well, the camera likes to cut out. Camera likes to cut out here. There we go. Oh, here's my face. Follow my face. There we go. So I was also, for those who were always confused on what the disconnecting sound was, I had a reason to believe it was most likely the sound of the printer going on there. So I did recheck the connections. Everything seems to be nice and stable. But why Lumia Stream does not want to connect certain devices here? A little annoying there. You tend to be skeptical of a lot of the ML-assisted camera modes in general. You know that Google's night mode is at least ML-assisted. What's the ML? And a Parker Solar Probe, which is, I think it's due to set itself in orbit around the sun in, was it probably another 3 years? It'll enter orbit and around the sun. Machine learning assisted. Okay. That they're like, it's recording the night sky. Caleb, hello. Oh, hi. How are you? Good to see you in here. We have this is our weather, so we're kind of doing some of this. Looking back, we wanted to have more time with these skies. Now, the weather for the next. Now, last time we left, when last we left our intrepid astrophotographer, our night sky was looking fairly grim. And today, as we look upon things, it's still fairly grim. Now, I don't mind that we are we're still in a full moon phase. We're just coming out of the 100% full moon tonight. So if in the next week these clouds decide to
40 feet down, 2.5.
To leave.
Picking up some dust. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, lunar will trigger anywhere. Pending weather, you do have a lunar eclipse tonight. I mean, I know there's going to be no shortage of people photographing the lunar eclipse, which obviously we are not going to be privy to here because it is absolutely. Well, you saw the weather. You see what we're dealing with here. What do we got? Snow tonight. Snow tomorrow. And okay, maybe a little frost. Rain, Did I really move back to Canada? Did I really? I mean, the snow is probably the only indication that I've actually moved back to Canada. Otherwise, it seems like it has been very much like British weather for the longest time now. But I do have I got the telescope set up there outside. You can kind of see it You just kind of see it under the ends in 21 hours. You see it just under there. So you say you're stargazing like there's snow tomorrow. Won't be wondering if you're back in Canada in a month or two. I sincerely hope that we're not going to have that much snow, but I also sincerely hope we do. What's going on? What's going on, KND? How are you? You're going to get banned from this channel for your puns. You're going to die trying. I love it. Keep them coming. But yeah, it's that's the weather we're dealing with. Hopefully, I am fine with snow during the day, all the snow during the day, and well, like a goat. I've also changed it up as well, so that even the without an exclamation mark, it'll work as well. So if someone were to say, believe that that Muhammad Ali was known as the GOAT of his time in boxing, it'll still trigger it. Constable, it has been a while. How are you doing today? You go to hear that again. The goat, that goat will be forever a part of our lives, because many people wet their pants listening to that. Because who expects a goat to be screaming like that? Nicholas on Twitch. Hello, Nicholas. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Glad to have you here today. You're from a sheep farm, so you expect it. You expect it for some reason. There's all sorts of animals in here, right? But how have you been? How have you been, Constable? Good to see you in here. I said we have other animals. I still figure out what to do with this. A little unnerving still. You been good? Just work. Fair enough. Oh, good, it's gone. Gobble Google. Gobble. What's going on, Tropical Geek? How are you? Good day. How are you been? How have you been? I swear I can talk. The internet works great. Astro's mouth? No, that doesn't work so well. Wait. Wishing it's Friday. I'm looking forward to Friday for, I guess, different reasons there. And on that note, Muffin, you're off. No worries. Have a very good evening, Muffin. And again, congratulations on your 2-year anniversary on Twitch. Here's to many more, and hanging out some more in your streams there in the future there. Friday, aka International Men's Day and Toilet Day. Is there something that's going on tomorrow? Tomorrow we have something going on. Tomorrow we have a Movember Canada charity stream going on tomorrow, which will be I'll be accompanied by my brother, the Mo Bro. Matt the Mo Bro will be with us, and we're gonna be talking about a little bit of everything that Movember Canada has been doing and how much he's been participating with this charity for the past 12 years. And yeah, we'll do a little gaming, possibly a couple of giveaways tomorrow, and as well that I think we're also going to rank mustaches as well. I think that'll be a fun little thing to do there. Now, you just watched the Canada versus Mexico highlights. Had you nervous watching a 6-minute video? It was interesting watching it being played in Edmonton with all the snow, and it almost served as a better fit for the Winter Classic for the NHL. And that one does fit. That one fits very well. I will be outfitting our emotes with mustaches tomorrow. Of which we actually do have. We have 4 new emote slots. We have 4 new emotes on the channel, and
9 forward, 40 feet down 2.5, picking up some dust. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
I guess I may turn that one off now that we have finished the lunar lander there. But yes, we have 4 new emotes on the channel. And yeah, we're all gonna get some mustaches for tomorrow. Mr. Richard, how you doing? Had your first big snowstorm of the year. Surprised they didn't reschedule it in Edmonton in November. Seriously, right? I like that. Nicholas, how are you? How are you doing? Welcome in. We are on and off with snow today. This actually just kind of started maybe about an hour and a half ago. So that is, yeah, that's a weird deal. It's not much right now. However, there is a possibility of, they're saying about maybe 15 centimeters overnight, and I don't want to have to shovel that. Thank goodness we don't have to. I mean, where are we going to go tomorrow? Oh, we got to... Oh, dear. No. Well, hopefully it doesn't snow too much tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't snow a reasonable amount of snow. But what would be even better if we can get rid of all this cloud coverage. Get rid of all these clouds. Because this is our area up here, around in the Bruce Peninsula, and we don't have a very good forecast for the next week. But everybody down here, like Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, somewhere else, Tennessee, Nashville. Tennessee. You guys have got some good skies. This is, I'm in Canada. I'm in southwestern Ontario. I've moved recently into a new area, so we have the bonus of where we are is that we have very dark skies. We're in rural Ontario, and it is wonderful for astrophotography. It's great for astrophotography. It's been absolutely terrible for the internet. And it has only been in the last 24 hours that we've had a reliable connection set up. so that we can actually continue taking images of outer space when we have clear skies. When we don't have clear skies, we're going to complain about the clouds. We'll look back on some of the images that we've taken in the past. You lived in PEI for a while. Prince Edward Island is like the one place in Canada that I haven't actually visited. I've hit every other province. I've hit up every other province, maybe save for the Northwest Territories. Spent some time in Iqaluit, which was the first time experiencing minus 50 degrees below zero. Yeah, definitely not in the GTA anymore. What's going on, Canada Beans? Why not? How are you? U.S. side near Niagara Falls. Practically neighbors. How are you? You've been all of the southern provinces, east to west, and Newfoundland. Newfoundland is one of those places I went. I probably went around. I went there, maybe not too young, but looking back, did I appreciate everything that we did there? Probably not. Was it cool? Yes. Snow, yes. Yeah, we got snow. With the possibility of maybe another, well, like 15 centimeters overnight if we're lucky or unlucky, depending how it is. How's it going, Big Zinc? Good to see you in here. Rain for you in Newfoundland. Nobody can catch a break right now. Nobody's catching a break for any astrophotography. We always take our own countries for granted a bit, you think. You know what I took for granted after moving back to Canada from living in the UK for so long, and I've said it many times beforehand, was having to deal with smoke from wildfires. That was a new one because, well, I lived in the UK. We were on an island. There wasn't that many large forests around to burn. So when I had like these terrible skies from smoke, that was just another thing we had to look out for. Even if we had clear, like cloudless skies, there was still going to be some smoke that was going to ruin our images. You think you'll set up even though there will be clouds, but if you can get like a cool shot of the moon through the clouds, then that kind of creates a nice atmosphere to the whole shot there. You're afraid to bring your gear outside because of the rain. I will celebrate the Telegizmo's 365 cover all day long because I have reliably left my gear outside for, I guess, well over a year now. Maybe combined with all the times it's been outside, and this cover has held up it remarkably well. I can't even say there hasn't been any kind of, like, I'm not even rough and tumble with the thing. There aren't any sharp objects on or hard edges around the telescope anyway for it to kind of catch on. So it's been doing its job for well over a year now. That's the idea for now. You'd be using your Newt. Have you seen? I saw somebody recently picked up the new William Optics 120mm refractor. That thing's a beast. It looks incredible. I would still hold out for a Rasa at this point. I think for what the images that we've been getting, the image that we've got with a little 72mm, and these are 30-minute exposures, if not longer. The fact that we're getting this kind of detail out of this in a short amount of time, it's I think it may as well, for what I like to do on the channel, to mix things up and utilize some different telescopes. Then yeah, if we can throw a Rasa into the mix and really pull in some detailed images, that would be amazing. Now we're looking right now at the Orion Nebula and the Running Man Nebula, and this is in the constellation of Orion. This is a stacked image. I think we got about maybe 25 minutes or so on here. So yes, Nicholas, this is what we usually do. This is what we usually do on this channel. We'll take these images with our telescope, control everything from inside this office where it's nice and cozy, warm, and we'll look at some interesting areas in the night sky. Orion is a great target because you can see it with your own naked eyes. And it's great for astrophotographers. It's a great beginner's target. It's excellent for experienced astrophotographers as well, because this central area of the trapezium cluster of this stellar nursery is so bright, it easily washes things out. Now, what we've really started to, we're doing the live stacking with the ASIR Plus, is starting to resolve some of the dimmer gas and dust in between the Running Man and Orion, which we haven't actually really seen before. Wonder how many photons it would take to have you do the Running Man. You get me a bumpin' tune. I probably even couldn't resist, just for the sake of it. Although I'd probably have to clear a space around here. And maybe that ends up being, who knows? I mean, I tell you, we have our community choice. If that's what people want to do, it could be that. We have our Discord channel, where if you guys want to drop any suggestions, if we do reach that community choice, then it's up to you what we do to celebrate that goal. If not, then I get to choose exactly what we do, and maybe it is just something as simple as wearing a backwards baseball cap. But no, it's plans for the future. What we want to do with the streams, it's starting to take things outside a little more, and starting to, we've only been in the new place for a couple of months now, so it's more of, we're seeing what we want to do with the place, and it's going to take time. There's the field that we want to actually bring people in for the star parties. It's you can't really see it. I guess you can't see it all with this camera. It is way off to the left of that greenhouse behind in the background there. It is an old cow field, so there is still a cow shed out there. So it is, we need to get things leveled out and checked for safety as well. So that's going to be a little while, but that is what we want to be able to do. So when we have that cleared up, we can start doing star parties. We can have you guys come out for live imaging, and just be in a dark sky site where you barely need to be, your eyes barely need to be dark adapted, and you can start to see the Milky Way. I think that was the one thing, if there was ever anything that I've wanted to see more, is just looking up and seeing the Milky Way. And it's just this wall. It's a weird feeling, because I'm looking up, but really we're looking out. We're looking out along the plane of our galaxy. Doing star parties from the old cowshed sounds like a pretty moving way to understand the universe more. You're killing me here. I don't have any other. I need more than this. I need more than the boo. Now, there was a stream. Now, I don't know if anybody had caught it, when I forgot to. It was a Sunday. It was a Lego build. I forgot to actually hit stop streaming. So I came back half an hour later, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes almost, and got some messages, people saying, you're still live. And it's just this dark room. I come back in after helping Mrs. Canuck with the last little bit of the goat shed. I am a mess of dirt and sweat. And it's just oh, I guess we're still on. Let's I don't that VOD is still up. That's still available. I didn't burn it. That's fine. If there's ever a bit of a live stream fail, yes, I forget to turn off the stream. Come back covered in goat shed. Actually, I need a button for the goats just to call them up there. I mean, not like dirt and sweat. I don't. I really don't. If I can shove over a goat shed for you, I will. I really will. Yeah. I won't get into things. I won't get into things here. But it is... to be fair, you know what? I probably haven't stopped sweating since I started packing back in 2019. I think only now are we starting to slow down a bit, and not every day is involved with moving a box here and there and unpacking it. So there was one time last week where I stopped sweating for about 20 minutes. It was great. It was wonderful. Had the doors open, had some cool air running through. Now, if there wasn't going to be so much noise in the background, I would probably even crack open a window in here for the sake of just keeping it cool, because it does get warm. It does start getting warm, midway through a stream, or close to the end of the stream, or even just kind of working in the office all day. It can get a little toasty in here. But like right now, I would be happy to be sitting outside. Well, for a little bit, a tiny little bit. But you see, look at the clouds back there. Clouds behind the trees. Those ones want to bring some snow. The way we're situated, if it's a big enough wall, that's going to come right over top of us. And just we'll get dumped on with a little more snow. That's all right. At least everything out there is secure / waterproof. But I'd rather have the cover off the telescope there. A big snowman. We're gonna throw on make a big giant beard with him. Now, yeah, I'm looking forward to making some snowmen. I'm looking forward to building an ice rink in the backyard as well. I've always wanted to do that. Never actually done that. Never pulled that feat off. So hopefully we keep the temperatures stay nice and chilly, so we can have that project run its course there. We're quite a ways. I think we're almost like 40 minutes in any direction right now, depending who's driving. Okay, Mystery Alaska. Have I seen Mystery Alaska? Mystery Alaska. Oh god, I have to see. I have to check. But we do. It's more of there's. I don't know how well you guys can see to the. There's a lot of hilly areas. There's very few plateaus or even enough of a level ground in a valley, as it were. So that's another thing with the field for the star parties. We got to get that sorted out. In it is a little. We need some level ground for people to hang out on. I still feel now. It's probably because it is part of my childhood that The Mighty Ducks is like one of the best hockey movies. People have told me to watch Goon. I've yet to watch that. There was like one day it was on Netflix, and I thought I'd give it a whirl, and I didn't. And then I go back the next day, and it's gone. So
Nine
I missed
forward.
on that one there.
40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The
Hello,
Eagle has landed.
Rains.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
I would love to be able to watch the lunar eclipse. However, these are my skies right now. As clear of a sky that we can get, we are, or sorry, as less of a light polluted sky that we can get. We are covered in clouds for like the next week, and it's always a bit of a when the sun comes out during the day. That's always a bit of an annoying thing. Mystery Alaska is probably your favorite, though, about an Alaskan town civic league who's badass enough that they play an exhibition game against an NHL team. The plot sounds familiar. There is another movie. Or am I thinking of Mystic River? Am I thinking of that one? Have I seen Mystery Alaska? I probably have. You know, there was a time when I actually had movies that were actually under the belt for watching. Okay, no, I've seen Mystery Alaska. I've seen that. Oh my god, 1999. You think Mighty Ducks is the only hockey movie you've seen, to be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It was a fantastic movie. Looking at your forecast, you don't think you're going to be able to see it either. I would be, if we could see it here, I would 100% be showing it to you guys. I would be streaming that one for sure. Now, I am wondering, last time we had which one was it? It wasn't the Orionid. There was the, I believe it was the Lyrid meteor shower that we were trying to capture back in the city. And there was very high light pollution. We caught a couple of meteors. I'll be interested to see how things go. We'll next time we get a nice peak of a meteor shower, is to turn this camera to the sky and see what we can, how much light pollution isn't going to affect the camera, and we're actually going to get some decent views of some meteors. It's another thing to look out for. Give that a whirl. Now there is also another camera I've had my eye on. There's the Wise version 3. It's an outdoor camera. It's waterproof. I am just looking for a image here, which, there have been some decent shots that people have shown us through this camera. That's just one of these, and it's a decent price. It's more of when they have things in stock, which it looks like there are cameras in stock. So maybe tomorrow, if it's not snowing. You're excited for the pictures the new telescopes is going to produce. You think it's the James Webb Space Telescope. Yeah, I said it. Or JWST. I said it as well. We don't always mention it by name on here. We'll call it maybe the Voldemort scope, or the scope that shall not be named. Because every time you say JWST in some way, shape, or form, we delay the launch by 20 minutes and add another $100,000 to the budget. Now, we will be keeping an eye out when that launch date is. As of right now, we are a month away from the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. So, we will definitely be watching that launch. I try not to, even saying the acronym is a bit of a risk. Because, who knows, maybe they just lose a bolt. We don't want that. It's been. I remember I watched a documentary on Hubble, on the Hubble Space Telescope, and I think the documentary was done back in like 2012, and then they were talking about the upcoming launch of the James Webb, and it's like, man, that documentary did not age well at all, because it was like 6 years after the first like intended launch. But that'll be the tension. All eyes are going to be on that launch for sure. I think that's going to be like right up there with the emotion of the Falcon Heavy. Watching that thing go up, I could imagine, like, you know, that's been like the biggest rocket launch I've watched. And you know, look at the size of even of the Saturn V compared to the Falcon Heavy, it was so much larger. And I know there are some people who have seen the Saturn V launch, and it's just, you know, watched it live on the news. It's just like an incredible feat of engineering. And even, which I still haven't rebuilt it, our Saturn V Lego is a very impressive piece of construction, which is, you know, very, very interesting to see, you know, to picture the scale of this thing being launched into space, and then now where everything is much more compact, and you know, you get the reusability of things. So it's always interesting to see how space travel has or space exploration has evolved in such a short amount of time, and like the leaps and bounds, and also waiting on the test flight for Starship with SpaceX to see how that one goes. That's going to be interesting as well. There was a static fire a few days ago for that rocket ship. And then there was also a launch of some more Starlink satellites. Now I'm on the list. We're on the list for Starlink, and you know, for the most part, I think we're kind of getting everything that I wanted to do with the internet is working now with the new internet connection. So I'm holding out. I'm still holding out to see when Starlink gets in, and really see what we can do with that. Yep. I'm wondering, and I said before that it sounds like it's the printer, because that only seems to happen during a stream, and really the printer is the only thing I turn on that needs to operate during the stream, and I don't have it like, you know, just during the regular day. I think there's more background testing that I have to do, because I notice that whenever I'll keep an ear out again. When the compressor in the mini fridge seems to shut off, and that seems to do something. So I wonder if it's something with the plugs that I have them in there. And we've advanced in leaps and bounds with aircraft. We had a great ant that was alive for the first airplane, and a man standing on the moon. What a wild advancement in technology to see in your life. That is incredible. I said before also with the discovery of Pluto, and then having an actual flyby of a probe passing Pluto in such a short amount of time, from discovery to launch to acquisition of photos, is an incredible timeline as well to be seen. And it's interesting how it feels like, yes, there are these great leaps in engineering and discoveries, and then it seems like there's like almost like a bit of a plateau, things that need to be worked on the advancements, and then you see another leap. What's up, Sonic Atomic? Your ex is from Quebec, but she's not your favorite Canuck. Well, I am happy to take up that mantle for for the time being here on Twitch. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? We are just over an hour into this stream. I know we have transcoding. I have been streaming at a higher bit rate than before, and things seem to be handling everything pretty well. Skies are not clear, unfortunately. Actually, it's looking kind of dramatic right now. Bit of a dramatic look out there. So yeah, that's the we got the snows. We have snow. This is actually kind of accumulating now. We've had some larger snowfall during the day, and it seemed like, well, nothing was sticking. It was just blowing around too much, or the ground was still too warm. But now it's accumulating. We have plenty of other images to kind of go back and look on and say, remember when we had clear skies? These clear skies were great. But that's what we're dealing with right now. There's no way we're dodging any of that. No way we're dodging any of that stuff. Get those cloud-piercing lasers out and poke through them there clouds. Yeah. Just blast all them clouds out of the way. Airplanes, stay away. Yes, I don't know how far these things are going to go. You better stand back there, FAA. Not sure how big this thing gets. I'm gonna punch a hole through these clouds, and we're just gonna look at space. If there's any space left after blasting a giant laser. Yeah, just go away. Have you seen the phenomenon of lights on the moon? I have not. I missed a meteor impact from the last lunar eclipse a couple of years back. It's about as much interaction of lights that I've almost been a part of. That I've almost made it my way. I know there is a lunar eclipse that everybody's going to be chasing, and there is no way, unless everything wonderfully clears up or we get this space laser set up in time, that we're going to be able to have any views of that. Although tomorrow was actually, it was almost looking good. This little bit of green started peeking into the 7-8 o'clock hour. I'm thinking, well, maybe if things kind of the way how things are going for the charity stream tomorrow, we could still have the telescope running, but then look how much it's backed off. It's gone, like, the clear skies have been like, nah, forget it. We're gonna go to bed. We're gonna turn in the early afternoon. Y'all can have the clouds. So that's what we're dealing with right now. That's what's going on there. But we're anything if not patient. Also, this gives me an opportunity to try some other things out. Other things I wanted to try out in a little bit is to see how well the connection holds up when we're running Steam. Because tomorrow it'll be myself, it'll be the Mobro, it'll be Matt the Mobro with us for our charity stream. And we'll also potentially be running a little bit of games on Steam as well. So to see how well the internet holds up.
40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
Called the Lunar Transient phenomenon.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn
the
blue.
lunar
We're
lander in my
breathing again.
backyard,
Thanks
right?
a lot.
Lunar Transient phenomena. If you stare at the moon long enough, you start to see things. 82 things to be exact, says Bill Cook, leader of NASA's Meteoroid Environment Group. That's how many transient phenomena the group has videotaped since they started monitoring the night side of the moon, November 2005. Interesting. Cook's prime target is lunar meteors, flashes of light that occur when meteoroids hit the moon's surface. Of the 20 lunar meteors we've seen so far, about half come from well-known meteor showers such as the Leonids and Geminids. The other half are random meteoroids that take us completely by surprise. NASA is preparing to send astronauts back to the moon, and the agency is understandably interested in how often this happens. Everything else we've seen is just a coincidence, something flying in front of the moon, while we happen to be watching. Leading this category are Earth-orbiting satellites and pieces of space debris. Now, there are a lot of people do capture transits of the International Space Station passing in front of the moon, which looks absolutely incredible. Airplanes as well. Now, it's really neat when you see when people are imaging the sun and a plane transits the sun, and you can kind of the plane almost appears out of nowhere, just how much light is blocked out by the solar filters. I think it is was it Bray Falls? I don't know how far back we have to go with his he had a plane passing in front of the sun. And it was a really interesting video. It's very cool. Yeah, there's a lunar eclipse there. Got a PhD in that. How are you? What's going on? PhD, how are you? So glad to be sitting doing nothing, able to see the stream. Well, wonderful to have you in here. Yeah, Bray Falls is a incredible astrophotographer. He is he has honed this craft remarkably. And I don't know how much farther I have to be searching through his Instagram there. Yeah, PhD, how are you doing? How have things been? It's been a while since I've been able to catch you. I've been away from Twitch, from the internet for a while, and finally we have a reliable signal, so I am able to multitask like I have in the past. That almost rhymed. Oh yeah. You good? Excellent. Wonderful. Good to hear. So yeah, there's some awesome images. Wade Prunty putting up an awesome shot of the North American Nebula and the Pelican Nebula. That's really cool. Now, I still have yet to put up the Christmas tree cluster from last week that we edited. So I got to do that. Maybe over the weekend we'll put that picture up there. But for tomorrow, we are focusing on our charity stream there. You've been busy getting a job at a lumber mill, and the process has been busy. It seems that a lot of people, everything's kind of, we're going back out into public more often than not. So yeah, it's good to see you in here. Good to see you kind of keeping busy as well. Your internet is scuffed, so you only stream a few times a month. It's only like in the last 24 hours have we had a strong signal coming through where I've actually been able to watch a stream in 1080p or 720p, not this 360 or 240 baloney. If you guys like satellite imagery, you wrote an article back in 2002 on one of the Icono satellites. Just Earth imaging, though. That's cool. I also have your... you had the article with the shared broadband. Yeah, check that. That was good as well. I'll leave that one. Leave a tab on that one there. But no, everything looks to be, everything's holding up really well. We haven't dropped any frames or anything. This is fantastic. You stream in 360 or 400. I mean, to be fair, I mean, it's like, you know, I'm trying to push things here. To what degree? I don't know. The company there allowed you to come out and visit their building, and you got to see some really cool stuff, but you couldn't take photos inside. Oh, all this classified stuff, right? Proprietary things, all that wonderful stuff. But no, I would really you go sneak off and say, "Hey, you!" Nothing. No spy cameras. No glasses with cameras in it. You! Hey, you! Get back here. Get back here. Put it away. Stop f***ing around. I think everybody should be entitled to stream at the highest resolution. Let's all stream at 4K. Let's do that. You can all look at my nose hairs. No, you know, there's something. It is fun to hang out on streams playing marbles. It's just there's very little that we can do to influence our marbles, and yet it is as exciting as horse racing. Plus, you know who your marble is. You streamed on your YouTube channel at 30 megabits per second at 1440p once. You looks beautiful. I would imagine so. There's different, doesn't YouTube have different, I guess not requirements, but just they can, encoding options? Or is it very much the same as what we have on Twitch? My uncomfy chair. Let's see, there was YouTube has a lot more options than Twitch. Now, I know there's been a great deal of frustration in regards to certain streaming services, and I know that people have like this strong pull to go towards YouTube, and then a lot of people have discovered that the audiences don't always follow. So, you know, I'm always thankful for you guys who are tuning into the stream, those who kind of watch the VODs, and you know, right now I am perfectly happy doing this on Twitch. You'd happily watch the nose hairs. Are you not entertained? Excuse me. Amazon has all the money in the world. They can allow Twitch to stream at 1,000 frames per second. That's I was saying earlier that there is that they can do that. I mean, everybody can, I guess, just push things out at maximum speeds, because I did realize that our satellite connection, we can get almost 100 megabits per second download, and I believe the upload was 40. Like, yes, I would love to have that, please, but they have to queue your signal, your internet there, so they can choose to slow you down, which is a little frustrating. But hopefully, like I've been told, that a lot of the people in the area that are kind of outside our catchment of internet have fiber, and we don't. So we should be able to get a very steady signal. Very steady signal with with the internet. Why snow and confetti ruin YouTube video quality? Excuse me.
Have you ever noticed that video of falling snow or confetti can look pretty terrible? As soon as there's stuff floating around in the air, suddenly the quality of the video you're watching collapses. You can see it on this incredible clip of 200 kilos of confetti being blasted at Ed Sheeran on the UK's X Factor. Now, if you already understand interframe compression, you can pick another video. But everyone else, let's talk bitrate. I'm not actually in Norway, by the way, if that wasn't obvious. I could have tried to find some actual snow or bought a load of confetti, but this way, I can test things with carefully controlled digital effects, which has the added bonus that I don't need to clean up afterwards. So, to put the problem in one sentence, there are only so many ones and zeros to go around. Back in the days of analog television, video was uncompressed. The TV camera scanned a signal, it was transmitted over the air, and your television played it back. And yes, it was only standard definition, but pretty much every bit of detail the camera caught appeared on your screen. And that's fine when there are only a few television channels and they're literally going over the air. But that's really wasteful. The reason that digital television can have so many channels and that web video works at all is because of compression. If you actually try to transmit every pixel of an HD video in perfect quality, you need somewhere around a gigabit a second sent over the wire. And as I record this, that would max out over 100 average American broadband connections simultaneously, or over 50 average South Korean broadband connections. So, if you want YouTube to work, that amount of data, that bit rate, is going to need to get cut down. Step one is regular, everyday image compression. Pretty much every photo on the internet is compressed, mainly by throwing away small bits of detail that the eye probably won't notice, at least until it gets screenshotted and reposted 20 different times by 20 different Instagram accounts.
He needs more pixels.
Every individual frame of a video and apply that compression to it. Step two is interframe compression. Until a big scene change happens, why bother storing whole frames when you can only store the changes between them? After all, if I'm just talking against a plain background, you don't need to keep sending new data to that background every time. Just tell the video player to repeat.
Prepare ship!
Or if I move
Prepare ship! Ludicrous speed!
To move that block of pixels a bit to the right, and maybe tweak a bit of color.
Cancel the three-ring circus.
That's how you cut down gigabits of video per second to something you can load on your phone.
Sir, shouldn't you buckle down? Buckle this.
I think a practical demonstration would be better. So
We need
I'm
more
going to limit
Spaceballs.
the bitrate of this video, the number of ones and zeros per second that are being used to encode it. And yes, YouTube will mess about with this after I upload it, but it can't magically put detail back in. So, even if you're watching in the best quality you can, what you're seeing now is still the limited version. This is 200 kilobits a second, 200,000 ones and zeros going over the wire every second. Doesn't look too bad with modern encoding. You might lose some fine detail on the face or my hair or hand gestures, but you can still see what's going on pretty clearly. But now, let's add a bit of snow. And suddenly, those bits aren't all being spent on rendering me. Instead, they're also being used to track the stuff that's flying around. This chaotic,
See, and also to be
changing
fair,
direction is complicated, so just
I
say, move
try
those
not to
pixels
have
here
so
won't work
many
either. Let's
heavy
add some
effects and
confetti,
things
more
going
colourful
on
this time. There we
the
go.
stream as
Now
well.
it's all starting to fall apart. The more stuff there is moving in the frame, more confetti, there we go. The more spread out those 200 kilobits have to be. More confetti, here we go. No matter how much the encoder tries to optimize for faces and skin tones, it just doesn't have the bits spare. More confetti, more snow. Now, even
Are
if I
you?
turn the bit
Do we need
rate
more
up, which is
confetti?
the highest quality I can,
Is that what we
it
need to
still
really
won't
test
look
things
good
out? Do we actually
right now.
need?
I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm adding the wind noise in later. But it's not really about
We need
the
more
confetti
confetti.
itself, though.
That's what I'm getting at.
If we focus all this stuff
Why am I
on
yelling?
just making a background,
I like that.
over the next couple of seconds, the quality of the video will come back. That's why the picture falls apart when your sports team wins.
What's going on, Wade? How's it going, Tracker? Good to see you. I like the yelling. Well, it's the same thing if I'm doing something like this. Concerned about this turkey sitting here on my desk. But you know, it's not really there. It's concerning still. That's cool. I like the a good concise explanation of what's going on with bitrate there. No turkey farm. We're just we're supporting our American friends for Thanksgiving there. There was a funny comedian that made fun of George Bush a lot and said that he looked like a turkey about to say gobble gobble. Is there a clip? Do we have a clip of that? No, we have. It's mainly just the goats here. I don't mind a good tryptophan overdose every now and then. Christmas and Thanksgiving. I saw that one of my friends, his earlier goal in life was to marry an American wife, so that he would have a good reason to have Canadian Thanksgiving and American Thanksgiving, and then Christmas to have 3 massive turkey dinners in as many months. Well, that didn't come to fruition. However, there's nothing stopping you from wanting to celebrate multiple holidays with turkey. It's your birthday. Have a turkey. It's the 22nd of May. Have a turkey. Safe for YouTube. All right. Lazy astrophotographer, what's going on? Oh my god, yeah. George W.
The guy that really cracks me up is President Bush. I think it's great we have a president who seems like he's always looking directly into the sun.
Somebody do me a favor and hand me a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, 3 turkey all the time. Think of all the sandwiches and soup.
Somebody get me a visor.
Sir, you mean advisor, no a visor.
What are you, stupid?
And he's the only person I've ever seen do this when he talks.
It's funny how quickly he embodies George Bush, which is that little bit of a look.
When I'm watching, I'm always waiting for him to go, gobble, gobble. What I truly love is when he gets something right, because when our president gets something right, he is the happiest man on earth. He gets that little smile on his face, that I can't believe that came out correctly smile.
Oh, yeah?
It's like a band is blowing on him 200 or 300 miles an hour. He's not getting rid of world hunger. He's just getting all the way through the sentence and he's content, right?
Be like, and that's why the United States will lead us all to peace.
I'll have to watch more. I'll have to see more. You have a smoker and a deep fryer. Turkey needs no reason. Yes. Just, is it Tuesday? Let's have a turkey. Although we this year, this Thanksgiving, maximize your turkey. That's what we did. Oh, he probably does a killer Madden. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we brined the turkey. We ate the turkey. We turkey sandwiched the turkey, and I made turkey soup to the point that all that was left were segments of each individual spinal bone. Wrong word. But yeah, we maximized that turkey. I think you can do some buttermilk brine turkey this year. Ooh. I've never using buttermilk. Really? I mean, this is the first time I ever brined a turkey. My brother swears by brining the turkey. And yeah, it's fine. It's good. Don't care if it's going in the oven. Brine that. Yes, go for it. Samin Nosrat has a recipe for a spatchcock buttermilk turkey. Really? Ooh. Do I have a food section in Discord? I don't know. We need recipes. We need a recipe section. We have our books and movies. I think we need more food added in there. We start a fire big enough, you bet those clouds would just clear up. Just the amount of heat would just evaporate the clouds. Be perfect. Turkey mixed into mac and cheese with crispy topping. Ooh. I recently discovered that President's Choice has many different crisp. It used to be just the French's crispy onions. That's all that used to be available on the shelf. Now there's crispy jalapenos. There's crispy carrots. There's crispy onions. There's crispy, just sweet peppers. If it exists, crisp it up. Throw it in a little bit of batter. Fry it. Put it in a packaging, and we will put it on top of our casseroles and hamburgers. It'd be great. There was another place back in England. There was a pub that did macaroni and cheese and brisket, and it was so delicious. And they were smart, because all they did was give you like this little bowl, and that was it. Just made you want more. Chris Titus on tryptophan is funny. It's been a while since I've seen Chris Titus. With his sitcom was that was like my first introduction to him, and I was at that age when I didn't know that a lot of people who had sitcoms were mostly stand-up comedians. So it was kind of funny seeing people on like a well-behaved program on ABC or something like that, and then just everything else in their stand-up routine with this and all this other stuff. You mix Parmesan cheese with butter and panko and bake it on top. The butter is important. I made pumpkin seeds today, and all it was a little bit of brown butter and salt, and they are the best pumpkin seeds. And I hope there are some left at the end of the stream, because they're delicious. And if anybody else gets a hand on them upstairs, that's it. They're done for. Yep, did them in the oven. I could imagine there's probably people who do them in their air fryer. Probably be good. I usually try to do them along with pumpkin carving. Yours came out underdone today. Oh, or this year. There have been some times where they're Cajun. They're Cajun. Are we interviewing Samuel L. Jackson? Yeah. All right. No, they turned out really well today. They were So today we're sitting down with Samuel L. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, your newest movie comes out in theaters this weekend. How's it going? Thank you for coming. We appreciate you taking the time to interview about your new movie. Yeah, in the theaters this weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel L. Jackson. But the pumpkin seeds, I did 300 degrees and did it for about half an hour, and they turned out great. They were fantastic. Now, hopefully, that is actually cutting out. Because if not, it should. It really should. That's what it's a button's designed to do. If not, I've thoroughly degraded the quality of my. Okay, good. Because that was the other thing. I didn't realize I started off the stream with a voice mod on, and people were very confused. because we started off.
We started off with this. This was how we started the stream. But because I couldn't hear it, it was very confusing to everybody else.
And after a little bit of fear, and I think we lost about 12 followers as well. That was me realizing I left that on. I don't see any real reason for voice mod. However, it is it's just funny to listen to. What is this one? This one helps me sing better. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. All right, let's stop. That's enough of that. You see some streamers use it well, but at the right moments. Yeah, we'll just... My right moment was starting at the very beginning of the stream and didn't realize that I had it on. Does it show when someone unfollows? You had to cleanse your account and unfollowed many streamers. I think the number knocks down, but unless you're looking out for it. What's going on, Van Buchanan? How's it going? How are you today? No, I don't know. The only time I kind of used any kind of voice mod was when I had our bacon
Holy
camera.
potatoes!
But this is the plan. We have our scary demon potato. Oh, I should have turned on the voice. I should have turned on the thing. It's too late now. What's going on, Ark? But yeah, doing well. Doing very well. Who has one of the greatest voices? Who's out there? Brian the Primate, what's going on, Brian? How are you? Wonderful. Good to see you guys in here. Good to see you in here. We are... Well, we've been trying out little things here with doing a bit of a stress test on the stream. Although I don't say it's very stressful. Lurking here playing some Football Manager, some chess, etc. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wisebot shows you the name of who unfollows. See, I probably wouldn't want to, I mean, if people want to unfollow, that's their choice. That's fine. You know, and the Gilbert Godfrey.
Astro Canuck, you'll find 1/2 credit for a sotto voce violation of the verbal morality statute.
Testing the bits smile.
Oh, the bits. Oh, the bits. Brian the Primate, thank you for the bits. Thank you very much. Van Buchanan. Onto the spike of appreciation. Also, weren't you already following? Did you unfollow? Also, because every 50 bits we are still implementing the scorpion pepper. We're still implementing that with our moon cheese. Yeah, the Gilbert Gottfried voice was one of those little was it another voice mod, and it is it's hilarious to have him say different sentences. It's okay. It is still tasty. It is still tasty. I am nothing if not holding up my word.
You'll find 1 credit for violation of the verbal morality statute.
Moon cheese and hot sauce. It'll land you in the toilet after hours.
That was almost melodic. You don't want to burn out your rectum for a 50-bit dono. Well, now there's 100 bits. From Sonic Atomic. Thank you very much. Now this is like I said before, this is a different burn than the ghost pepper peanuts that we had in the past. I try. These are very good. It's hard not to. I am I'm trying my best to not eat these moon cheese bits because they're actually really good on their own. Actually really good there. I've grown up with hot sauce. My grandmother did everything with chili peppers. I think the first time my dad went over to dinner with the family, he was confident they were just trying to kill him. That's what he thought there. No, I wouldn't be going to the hospital. I'd be going to the hardware store tomorrow. You've had those moon cheese guys before, and they're one of those snacks that they're really good until you get halfway through the bag, and then they feel really greasy. I haven't made it through halfway through the bag on this one yet, so hopefully. There were a couple other flavors, so I might see what else they have what other ones are at the grocery store. But
Okay, I have to know the outcome of this.
I forgot to turn this one off. Why not? Because. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that's almost creepier than the. Ooh, with the brick effect. Oh my goodness.
9 forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Griffin,
Cremian, how are you doing? Uncle Bill, hello.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Was that my better half? No. She's much scarier. Why not? Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits, which might end up emptying the bag. So that's 20 of these. Yeah, I forgot to turn that off. It's 250 bits and above was to brick the stream, and it was supposed to be just specifically 250 bits. Give you 1,000 bits. That being said, the Infinity Gauntlet is doing that too. So I will give you 1,000 bits. Okay. So what's that? That is that's many. He followed the announcement about good internet and got greeted by pixels. That's that one's a little too on the nose there. Okay, we'll do 5 at a time here. What kind of music Oh gosh, what kind of music do planets play? I don't know, Third Rock, what kind of music do planets play? Neptunes! Don't ever stop. Okay, so 1 wasn't too bad. 2 wasn't too bad there. How am I planning to clean that Jupitertones? No, we'll put more of these in there. See, at least I don't get it all over my fingers. I've made that mistake. I made that mistake with the ghost pepper peanuts. That was harsh. The ghost pepper peanuts was very harsh on the eyes. Why not? I think you may have just emptied everything. You would have the hot sauce all in your beard. It gets everywhere. It gets everywhere. All right, that was 5, so I need to do 15 more bites. I will not cheap this. This little one here will not count as a bite. That's too piddly. But we'll. Now I will be checking out Phasmophobia, which is almost as scary as the hot sauce. It's time for a Uranus story. They changed the name of Uranus. Oh yeah, to what? Eurectum. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 5 more. I might actually end up being out of these. I do it to myself. Little tiny cereal marshmallows. That's true. Well, this was a bit of a harebrained scheme, I gotta say, because there weren't any or 5. Am I sponsored by Moon? Nope. No sponsors here. This is just me trying to discover some tasty treats. Now, ooh, don't clear your throat with these. Don't clear your throat. There's no reason to clear your throat. It only makes it hurt more. Now, there was a hot sauce. There was a hot sauce called Solar Flare, but it was only habanero. That's not spicy enough. All right, those are tiny little things there. That's why not? You basically you've cleared me out, like my sinuses. You've cleared me out. That's it for the hot bits. So we'll take the last 5 biggest chunks out of here. Why not? Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. Just get a can of sour cream and onion Pringles. It's funny how a can of sour cream and onion Pringles. Oh, sugar lumps. That one fell. Oh, it burns so differently than the ghost peppers. Right. Okay, so talking makes pardon me, talking makes it worse. And now that we're in 1080p, you can probably see some of the sweat. Yes, got the ASI Air Plus. Let me show you that one for a hot second here. Brian, this is worth it. I'm moving from the original to the Plus. That is a massive jump from those two. So if you had the Pro, I don't know what the features are on the Pro to be honest, and how much of a jump it was from the Plus, but doing live imaging on the stream, you know, we're getting shots of Orion that we haven't got in the past. I'm completely happy with the ASAR Plus. Am I saying it right? My tongue's gone a little numb at the moment. Wasabi isn't as hot. Wasabi has that instant arc. That you get that instant little rush to the sinuses with wasabi. Wasabi. Okay, I can't speak. With wasabi, and it goes away so quick. This lingers, and now it's on my lips. It's on my lips right now. But no, it's here's the other thing. Here's the other problem. No, it's not a problem. I guess it's a benefit. That is a tasty combination. The flavor of the moon cheese is fairly strong. So couple that with the spiciness of the scorpion pepper, of the blueberry scorpion pepper. You know, let's see the face expression of the wasabi hits your sinuses. I would be able to see. I'm trying to think where I have any possible hot sauce on my fingers. A wasabi ball challenge. But no, that's it's the you need the flavor. I always like the flavor of the hot sauces along with the heat that comes along with it. Now we had some jalapenos that were growing from the previous owners in the place, and those are actually really hot too. I didn't realize just how hot the jalapenos can get. Sometimes, you know, it's like it can be hit and miss. You never know exactly how it's gonna turn out there, but I don't think we have much more snow. Back there in the greenhouse is where the jalapenos were growing. So we'll probably think of some other hot peppers to grow come next season when we get in there with our own seeds. You know, that's what we want to develop here. But quickly jump back over to the ASI Air Plus. I've been using it for 3 clear nights, and 2 of them on stream. Or is it 1 of them on stream and 2 clear nights? But it's the images that have come through. To be able to stack an image and not worry about too much of tracking errors. You're getting a decent image coming through for the stream. You know, we would do our 10-minute exposures, and we tried to get the Spaghetti Nebula, but we definitely need to do longer exposures to capture that HA signal there. But, you know, spending half an hour with a lot of these targets and just how much detail we're getting in a live stack where there's no image processing going on here, aside from the dithering, which is just averaging out all the noise. You know, I'm impressed with what we're able to get without any real PixInsight or Photoshop integration. That being said, I still don't have PixInsight. It is still just Photoshop that I'm working with there. But using a tri-band filter, I'm just happy with how that all looks there, because it is some incredible targets, and it's just my tongue is still numb. What's going on, Lily? How are you? Now, I have noticed that with this filter, these do work to a degree. There are the times when you get the red and the blue channel that are separating on here, but I haven't found a stable version of this. Now, there is a filter in Snap Camera. There is a filter in Snap Camera, but it doesn't have the true desired effect that I want, because everything is equally shifted. So I appear 3D because I have these static images in front. But other than that, like there's no depth to the image if I have all these bars. You know, it doesn't look like these are farther behind like that. What are we imaging this evening? A whole lot of snow. Whole lot of snow. Looking back on some previous images there. Looking back at some previous images that we've shot, because we're clouded out still for like the next week. I need to connect to encode the 3D information. I do have a connect. I wonder. It's the overlays. It's the overlays that we need. Or not the overlays. Sorry, it's being able to multiply video filters. Imagine if snow had blue and red and you walked outside with 3D glasses. Well, just walk up and touch the snow. Show us some snowflakes under a telescope made into a microscope. We'll point it at the greenhouse and see how close we can get in there. I love the snow as well. But snow and then clouds can shove off. You hate the snow, you just tend to curl up in bed with a bottle of vodka when it snows. That's also a plan as well. You need to convert the 3D depth info into a red cyan 3D image, then add that on top of the stream. Hello. We still there? Yeah, it's the I don't know if OBS can combine, like, can multiply filters like in Photoshop, because that'd be great if we could do that. I'm still looking into it. I still want to be able to do that. I want to be able to pull off a genuine 3D image. You know, there's like I said, there's the filter with Snapcam, but it just shifts. It doesn't actually create a real 3D image. All right. It was weird that everything just kind of dropped out for a quick second there. I don't know if the weather doesn't look that doesn't look bad there. It just said no internet connection, media can't be read. That was weird. No, it's you just like the untrained snow. Untrained snow lands on the roads and walkways. It needs just to shift off to the left and the right. We watched Forces of Nature. The first episode was the universe in a snowflake. Amazing. No, I haven't. Where can I catch said program? Is it on Disney Plus? Is it on the Netflix, Amazon Prime, the YouTube? Where can we catch those? So one thing that they said after they installed the internet was that they often have to repair connections because you watch on Daily Motion, all right? Because of lightning strikes. I'm thinking now we got to get a lightning rod. Brian Cox is fantastic. The years ago, working at a print shop, one of the regular customers who came in was a photographer, and they said, "Oh, I've taken photographs with this person, such and such, and Brian Cox." I'm like, "Oh, I love Brian Cox," and I'm thinking, "Okay, cool. She's got like this in with an astrophysicist, and you know, it'd be incredible. Maybe, you know, maybe I could get some kind of an image or." Excuse me, internet, where'd you go? Hello. All right, so. Oh my goodness. Right. Everything just like everything cut out. I don't know if oh. So these may be some of the things we still have to deal with. That's why we have the test, why I'm doing this. Now, but that it immediately goes bam, 0 kbps. And then we're back. Man, as long as the things don't cut out there. Yeah, it is a satellite internet, and we have a direct line of sight to our repeater tower. So it's as good as we can get in a rural area. Now, the next kind of option for, I guess, higher speed would be whenever Starlink is going to come into the area. That's what we kind of got to look out for. But for the most part, aside from where it dropped out real hard there, it's been all right. Actually, it was all right for the vast majority of the stream. Now, I don't think anything changing the amount of speed that we're buffering at. So we are. Well, it's not. It's a wireless. Well, it's wireless. It's not, I guess it is still a dish, but we are 5010. That's what we're dealing with there. So before it was a mystery number and then maybe six up. For the most, it's aside from those two little hiccups there, it's been working out fairly decently. But yeah, tomorrow is where I really want everything to be able to hold up and be much more reliable of a signal than, pardon me, Scorpion peppers popping back up. The dish pointed to the repeater. Yes, we have our signal comes off of a local water tower. Or at least that's where the highest point next to where we are. Because we are not slated for fiber internet for probably another 5 years at least, maybe longer. It just depends on how long it's going to take them to make their way toward our area. Now I do know at the when I last checked with Starlink, there would be a possibility of a signal drop like every 28 minutes, and I was just trying to see where we were. But now that we put in this tower, we can install Starlink alongside the current tower there, so it's not going to impede on any other equipment that we have on there. You'd love to find a house that's rural and away from light pollution, so you can build a big fat observatory system. But you're also addicted to fast internet. They're very hard to go hand in hand. Now, I really think that, like, for the most part, it sounds like Starlink is probably going to be the best option for speed. However, I've been able to watch streams at 1080p, and really, as you're watching like Netflix and Disney Plus, they'll work out there. Dish point at a local fast food restaurant, free net for 30 minutes. We'll have some very, very bite-sized streams as we keep rotating towards between Burger King and McDonald's there. Starlink is limited to around 14 Mbps for upload. Well, right now I have we run it like 10. So really, I'm not going to be broadcasting anything heavier than this, and so far it seems to be working out all right. But if Starlink is limited to just a 14, then I guess I really don't see why we gotta do that. Your current internet is 1 gig up and down. Holy potatoes. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's very good. That's tremendous. That's awesome. I don't know what I would do with that. we would stream at 8K. It's fiber. It only costs $60 a month. Holy smokes! All right. Well, this is not fiber. This does not cost $60 a month. But it is, for the sake of having dark skies, I really am not going to say have any complaints. Because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to have. And if everything here remains stable and reliable, then, I'm happy with that. I'm over. Oh, I was gonna say over the moon. That's just too. It's just too on the nose there. Tiny bit of scorpion pepper sitting in there, hiding out. Oif. Bah. All right. Okay, so when the compressor on the I've noticed when that kicks in or goes off, something jumps, something gets disconnected there. I'm thinking it's got to be the printer, because that's the only thing I don't have on at regular times there. But if you just move a few miles away outside of the town, the internet suffers a lot, and you're left with satellite dish internet. Yeah, it doesn't have to be much. Doesn't need to be much different, but you don't have to go very far. You stream at 8 Mbps. No one is watching on self-service, but you have you stream for friends and family who can't game anymore. Actually streaming at 8 is fantastic. I think that's like the maximum for what Twitch would allow. Quality shows 1080 source. That's what we're... Yeah, I'm 1080, 30 FPS, because my camera doesn't go 60, because it is just a Canon camera. I hope 5G saves rural internet. There was the if Bell was able to connect us to their tower for their wireless internet, although their maximum speeds that they're doing is 50 down, 10 up for the Bell, for like Bell wireless internet. But I would go, if I'm passing by a Bell tower and I do a speed test with my phone, I'm 400 down and 90 up. And it's like, well, okay. A fat lot of good that does me all the way out here. But everything's working out all right there. Everything's doing doing what it's designed to do. Now, what I wanted to do was try out a little bit of phasmophobia, because that's probably what might if my brother has downloaded that, then we might give that a go for a little bit tomorrow as well. But I'm having some minor issue getting some control back here. Let me try one more thing. Hopefully this doesn't... This will probably coincide with something mucking up, right? Yeah, it doesn't want to... All right. We have to do some other changes, which is unfortunate. All right, so because I have been like so far removed from, this will probably actually crash the camera, so I'll have to reset that as well. So far, so good.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
All right. Realizing now that I've forgotten to do one little thing here. Maybe 2 seconds. Right. So I want to try out a little bit of Phasmo, even if it is just a round. And really just see how well everything will work. Let's see, we got all that there? Okay, let's... Let's see how this goes here. Now, I did have a little more moody lighting. Now, some of them were supposed to change color, but I think this is moody enough. But it is just, again, to test out how well everything works here. And I'm really just kind of doing this with a with the keyboard just to see how well it works. Now, it has been so long since I played this, and also I apologize if the volume is like extremely loud or low. Let me know. I love this game. I like to have those genuine scary spooky feelings with this. Oh yeah, that's the bit rewards. All the bit rewards are based on the periodic table of elements. So I don't know what we're up to at the moment for things. Now, for those who are subbed, we do have 4 new emotes. Now there is Twitch is kind of rolling out a little more extra emote slots for affiliates, and also the possibility that in the next week or so we'll start to see some animated emotes come through, and that'll give me a little bit of time to think about what we can do to have a little bit of animation on there. Just try out something different there. All right, so like I said, because I'm not going to bust out the controller, because I don't even remember how to play with a controller. But yeah, so for part of tomorrow's stream, for our November charity, we'll do a little bit of Phasmophobia. Let's see if I can change our category there. I remember inhaling three buffs of helium 3 times in a row and passing out in front of friends in the lunchroom at the restaurant you worked at. They laughed as you fell on the floor. Oh. I have felt that lightheadedness, wanting to get as
high a voice as possible, because it just always sounds so fun to do that with the helium. But it just doesn't always last too long. You do too much and you get all lightheaded.
And then you get nothing to show for it out of there. Right. Give us a sign. Yay. Okay, so it's I always find it kind of a little risky playing.
I've gathered a list of other hunters asking for help.
Playing with people I don't know. So I don't know. Do I want to? I've also never gone through a house alone, which is even worse because then I am responsible for everything in there. I'm pretty sure that everything. Oh boy. Everything is going to get lost because I don't remember how to play this game at all. But again, this is for the sake of seeing how well the internet holds up. Oh, it's interesting. They've really changed up a lot of the see, I've played with others before, And I had one person who refused to get back in the truck. But it's not to say if I was doing a... You come here to cheer up after you've lost the auction for the Constitution. Oh, Green Jenny. That's not good. How are you doing? Otherwise, good to have you in here. How are things? How's everything else? See, I feel like I need to... I do need to find other people in here.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Because it is just... It's always that risky click on who's available. So that being said, if anyone around here now does want to join in on Phasmo, I can set up a private room. If not, then take the chances there. Wait, did I say Constitution? The Constitution? Well, either one. Which is it? Beetle Rock, hello. How are you doing? See, I also figured if I should probably have it on like the... My camera is on the wrong side. I feel like I should at least be looking toward the game rather than being off to the corner there. Just loading up some Kerbal Space Program, so I was on. Well, thank you very much for coming on in. We've been doing a bit of a test on the...
Looks like there are others out there in need of help.
On the new internet connection. So I think it's important to be able to test this out because we'll be playing a bit of it tomorrow there. Lego build, we are complete. You can actually just see it just over the shoulder here. It is the Apollo 11 lunar lander is finished. Or tried Space Engineers. I have not. I'm still making the rounds with Kerbal Space Program in the tutorial section. All right. Let's see how... Oh. I was going to say what you heard Kerbal. Well, we got no Kerbal, we got Phasmo. I finished that build. I finished that Lego build like a week early. So I guess Saturday we'll talk about what the next build is going to be. What we'll do for that. It could either be another kind of space-based set, or it could be another, maybe it could be a one.
Nine forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
I don't know if Saturn fired on that one.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Try Saturn V again. I don't know if that's not firing, then I may have lost something. No, there should have been a rocket. Should have been a rocket in front there as well. You build an ISS in KSP. Really? There's so many things within Kerbal Space Program that I didn't even know you could do. Excuse me. ISS. ISS, please. Please. There we go. There's where the shaking came from. They're coming from everywhere. Pretty crazy stuff, but you can do it. I mean, I've seen what some people have built in Kerbal, and it's incredible. Yes, yes, and mainly watching EJ playing some Kerbal, and it's some fancy engineering that he's done there. Fancy a teammate in Phasmo? Caleb, yes. Yeah, let's try that out. Adjust the volume. I mean, you adjust the volume on that if it's too, if that is way too loud. I built a Saturn model as a child, was as tall as you. EJ is a streamer, EJSA. He does a lot of space engineering, and actually, when's the last time he's done a little bit of some maintenance on his car? That's EJ's channel. You can check him out there as well. He's got some fantastic insight on rocket launches. He bought and fixed the Ford and drove it from Cali to Boston. Yeah, it's all his rocket coverage is tremendous because he also has the permission from NASA space flight to rebroadcast the some of the launches, which is always cool. Yeah, everyday astronaut is cool. Smarter every day. The thing that stuff that Destin does in there is really, really informative and some awesome stuff. I'm really excited for his upcoming video on Russian rocket engines. Rock engines or just the I was going to try to work in a joke of the Russians getting rid of some of their rockets. Scott Manley, he's nice to listen to as well. He's got a soothing voice. All right, for if anybody does want to jump in on a well, on this over here on Phasma, I'm just going to make a hello, and I'm thinking of that Seinfeld episode. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Does this work?
I can hear you.
Yes. Excellent. Holy potatoes! Were you at like level 500 last time I saw?
No, 680 something.
How's things going?
670. Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Lovely. Fantastic. And I think everything should work better on here. Fingers must be tired. They can't spell. All right, let's... I want to go to a more of a familiar. All right. One on intermediate, and then the next one do professional.
Yeah.
Because now I'm trying to go with the keyboard at the moment because it's just quicker, but usually use the controller. All right, let's see how this goes. Now I've fixed some of the. You're gonna try and not kill your Kerbals. No worries, no worries. I'm gonna try and not get killed in here.
New intel. Reports of light switching. Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
Okay, B is the radio, V is proximity.
Correct.
I'm gonna have to remember that. I do enjoy bugs. Spiders are like my pet aversion. Oh, Caleb's already gone into the... Sorry?
Basement.
Oh, that's loud. The eclipse tonight will... No. That's not going to occur. Well, at least not for me. I have... we have all the clouds in the world.
It's right around, yeah. So it's Spaceman Hallway.
What drops? Oh.
I just got EMF bleep over in the basement hallway, so I'm bringing stuff down. We'll get...
Okay.
I got EMF 3.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta remember to hit the button. Where are you? Where are you?
Ghost orbs? So it's right here. Like right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Are you here? Where are you?
Can I have a... Where are you? Are you here? Okay. Just gonna check your mic isn't broken. Are you here? Okay, so it's likely not Spirit Box.
Okay. It seemed like everything was working.
Yeah.
Like, I've checked my mic before I started, so if my mic doesn't work, it's probably not Spirit Box.
I don't know where to go in this house. Oh, yeah. All right, Big Zinc, take care. We'll be back on tomorrow around 7 o'clock. I figured I just wanted to try.
So we do have Ghost Ops.
Okay. So what do you look for the dots?
Yeah. Oh, some more things down there. What do we need? Crucifix, sanity.
Have a member witness a ghost event. Alright, so we gotta go back in. Whereabouts are you?
Basement.
We got -8, -9.
Oh, have you got freezing temp?
Yeah, freezing temps.
Oh, there it is.
What?
I just saw my breath, that's all.
Oh, okay. Jeez. So I have a crucifix. How long does it prevent a hunt?
It prevents instantaneously for a couple of seconds until you leave the area.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I've got one down there, but it only works for like 8 meters, so...
Okay. Alright, Van. Take care. Good to see you in here.
I don't think it'll be dots, to be honest.
No. Alright, maybe. Oh, to Big Zinc. Alright. Okay. I'm going to check out the UV light, maybe. Why did I choose this house? I totally forgot that you couldn't.
Has to be a fake hunt. Yeah, it's a fake hunt.
Really?
Yeah. Because our sanity is way too high for a real hunt. Are you here? Are you here? Where are you?
Right in the book.
Where are you?
Right in the book.
Are you here? Shut yourself.
No, I see my breath here.
Yeah, we've got freezing temp all the way through. Are you here?
How do I pick that up? We had a similar issue last time, didn't we?
Yep. I couldn't get a third evidence. It could be literally anything. So EMF 5 finger. Oh, sorry, it can't be EMF 5. Disregard. Fingerprints,
Okay.
ghostwriting, spirit box of dots. So I'll put another dots down. Real.
Ah!
Oh no, that's a fake hunt. Still alive?
Yeah. What the hell?
That's a
Why?
fake hunt.
What's this fake hunt stuff?
Yeah, you never know.
Okay. Well, I had the heart beat in my head.
Yeah, same.
So, hey, you want to write in the book?
Hey now.
The hell? Where'd you go?
Hiding. Oh, another fake hunt. Lol.
Alright, let me just grab another dot. I'll be back.
Forget that. I'm following. No, still don't like the game. I mean, I like it, but no.
Well, our sanity is getting low, so...
Okay.
That's that.
Oh boy. Are you back in?
Oh, it's not a hunt. Light flashed again. Fingerprint.
Have you got a camera on you? Just take a photo there.
Yep.
Right here. There we go. It's a hand too.
Sorry?
Hand too. We're done. We've got everything. We just need to get a crucifix task. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, let's see those fingerprints. Let's see. When I was younger, I did a Ouija board a few times. I was successful in talking to a ghost. I was not able to repeat later in life. I wish I could explain what it was you experienced. Very weird. I gotta say, when I was younger, there was more of the supernatural. Uh-oh.
Alright.
You okay? That was a full activity. Oh. He dead. Get a picture of your body for the insurance. Jeez. How did it go on that long?
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Oh, you died too.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That is. Oh my goodness. That hunt. That just, I went in there as you said, just feel free to leave. It started hunting.
Yeah, it spawned behind me, so there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that's no, it's still just as creepy. And I totally forgot that house was one without any Any real hiding places?
Yeah.
So I could hear it opening doors and things like that too. Yeah, that crucifix did nothing. I guess because it started, it was already on the hunt. Oh boy. All right. Let's what other map would you recommend? What other map would you recommend?
Tanglewood Street. Oh, whatever, yeah. I don't mind.
All right. We'll go on. Well, clearly. All right. Actually, we'll do this one more, then actually may have to wrap things up.
Yeah, I'll have to run as well. I've got an appointment to go to.
All right.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. And remember to check the whiteboard for help. The owner left us a key. No report this time. Be careful. You're going in blind.
Okay. Michael Johnson.
Oh, so close. It's almost as Jackson.
Oh, it's snowing. It's snowing out.
Where are you?
How do I turn
Where
on the
are
power?
you?
Oh, there we go.
Dining room.
Nope. Freezing temps.
Oh.
Are you here? Where are you? No response. Okay, it's been a while since I really played this. I can't remember what my strategy was. I'm pretty sure it was like sitting in the truck. Oh, let's check for dots. Or orbs.
Yeah.
Orbs. Oh, potatoes.
Dots on the other side of the island.
Oh, hang on one second here.
What? Uh-oh.
Stephen McNugreal, what's going on? How are you? Shea Teagan, hello there. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Bright Jess, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? How are you doing today?
Holy potatoes!
Yes, for the honor of Phasmophobia, we have the Demon Potato. That's what we are rocking today. Thank you. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Tom. I am the Astro Canuck. Now, usually we're taking live images of space, but today we have some fresh internet connections. So I'm just trying to make sure that everything is going to work for tomorrow. I do want to say hi. You're not a Phasmo fan, so see you later. No worries. We don't always play Phasmo. We don't always play Phasmophobia, but it's been so long. Since we played this there. But yeah, Steven, good to see you in here. Mario Boy, welcome in. Sorry, 1 sec. We just had a wonderful raid in. 1 second.
No worries. Take your time.
But yes, Steven, thank you so much. What'd you get up to today? What were you doing? Were you victorious in Mario Party? Welcome in. For those of you maybe new to the stream from Steven, my name is Tom. I'm the Astro Canuck, and usually we are taking, like I said, live images of outer space, much like this from my backyard. That is the Infinity Gauntlet. That is one of our Lego builds, and it is such a wonderful. That was a fun build for that one. There, you got last. Well, at least you can't get any worse than that, right? Oh boy. Yeah, welcome in, guys. We are usually, like I said, but right now we're doing the. Oh wow, that just closed down altogether. Where's my outdoor camera? There. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have some snow. There was not this much snow. I have a lot of snow falling in my backyard right now.
Is your telescope outside?
Yes, it is. It is well protected. We're good.
Okay, good. I was about to say, I was like, what?
No.
Have you got a what is called a 365 gizmo or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I got the 365s.
Yeah, I want one. Like, I wouldn't leave my telescope out. Specifically, I wouldn't leave my camera out, but I might leave my mount out from like moving forward.
The frick am I doing?
I don't know.
Oh,
hang on. Back in like 2 seconds.
Yep.
You want the gauntlet to hold the stream deck alternative you're building. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be a great stand. That'd look awesome. It's actually I'm so impressed with the articulation in there. I am impressed with the amount of snow that we're getting right now. A little bit of a drop there. Okay, we actually may have to. All right, I'm gonna go back and we're gonna finish this house. And if the internet is going to be suffering from the snow, then we'll have to kind of wrap things up there. Yeah, we like I said, for those who are subscribed, we do have 4 new emotes, and hopefully in the coming week we'll be able to add some animation in there as well. Are you happy because you're not getting any snow here yet? Well, I am. I do not want more snow. Well, actually, I'm fine with that because I don't have to drive anywhere tomorrow.
Well, I've only experienced a grand total of 5 days of snow in my life so far, so.
Well, you have to shovel it?
No.
Then you got the full experience. Then you got the full enjoyment out of the snow.
Yeah, well, the full enjoyment, but not the full experience, I suppose. But no.
Yeah.
It was in Japan. It wasn't that cold either. It was like -5 at most.
Oh. Well, that's when you get the bigger flakes. If it gets too cold, then it can't even snow. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
when it gets too cold, it just kind of like have a whole chunk of cloud fall on your head. I have nothing else other than freezing temp. I don't have ghost orbs. I don't have dots. I can hear my computer going off. That's all. I mean the fan. It sounds like a jet at the moment. That's what happened when you push a 1060 for two 4K monitors.
Oh my goodness. Well.
And then two 4 HD on the side after that. Running pics inside.
Are you? No, I was gonna say you're not imaging right now. It's.
No, not yet. I will be setting up later tonight. Oh, Chuck is streaming Lunar Eclipse. So.
Oh yeah. Oh cool. I'll just maybe check that out after. What's going on, old Neener? How are you doing? Are you at minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit a few years back? Oh my god, that's so cold. But yeah, what's going on, old Neener? We are. I am not in a position for. That's my outside right now. That's what I'm dealing with. That's ours. All right, let's find this.
Oh, actually, it's in the dining room. Are you here? So I've put this stuff in the wrong place, that's why.
It's in the wrong place?
Yeah, I put it in the wrong place because I'm big brained. That's an EMF 2, I think.
Spirit writing.
Cool. There should be a crucifix in the kitchen. That's a hunt, that's a hunt, that's a hunt.
Oh, damn it.
And rest in peace.
Oh, rip.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well. I like the little spider web effect that they've kind of added in here. But...
for the sake of not dying, I'm going to yeet with Demon, but I'm just going to quickly ask a couple more questions on the Ouija board to get some more money.
How old are you?
Hang on, that's something I need to test.
Okay. Now this seems to be a a standard situation for me. I think tomorrow I'm going to try the controller because that just seems a little easier. I mean, yeah, I can look around much quicker with the mouse, but I like the controller. I like to use the controller.
How many people have you killed? How many people have you killed? What is my sanity?
I don't think it's a demon. Just one more test.
Alright, let's see.
So, sanity is 60%. I'm just gonna ask a question and see how far...
Second revenants move very, very, very fast. Now, it could have already been on me. beforehand. See, I've felt minus 50. Was it minus 54 degrees, and that hurts. But it was a dry cold, so I know my boogers didn't freeze. But it's
how old are you?
It was an interesting old. And that was spending some time up north in
Okay, it could be a demon. It only took like 5% per question. Alright, you ready?
If you're listening to the stream, yes. And then that means you're cheating.
Welcome back.
That was a shite FFS.
Oh, well.
Anyway. I got a run as well, so yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah,
Thanks
good
for
game. Clearly, I need to play this much more. Because I couldn't recognize a real hunt from a fake one.
So I think the idea is probably whenever your light starts flashing, just hide. And the way to distinguish between a fake hunt and a real hunt is the fake hunt will always lock the door, and you will be able to hear the door locking.
Okay. Doesn't give you much time.
But yeah, so no, it doesn't give you. It gives you like 10 seconds. And also turn off all electronics because the ghosts will attract to electronics.
Oh, I see. Boy, it has been a while since I played this. It's been a while.
Yeah, so on the previous major update, the ghost doesn't give a crap if you have your flashlight on, but since the major overhaul, or like the update before the journal update, they changed that.
Yeah.
So it hunts quite a lot more, and it's a lot more aggressive.
I see. All right, well, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. All right, catch you later.
All right, cool. Caleb, take care, man.
Take it.
See ya.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Well, that is always creepy. That's just still a super creepy game. But yes, I think what I think I'm fairly ready for well, we're going through Phasmophobia with my brother tomorrow, as part of our charity stream tomorrow night, which will be beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now I gotta find out. I need to go. There we go. Let's get that back in order there for now. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It has been aside from the two little bits where the internet conked out there for a second, I think everything worked out pretty well. So I'm confident with the way how the internet is holding up here. And yeah, I'd be happy to leave the settings as is for tomorrow, so that way we can, we'll have our video call as well as a little bit of gaming and things, and also we'll do a little bit of Phasmophobia tomorrow, and we're gonna rate some mustaches and really just kind of talk about everything that's going on with Movember. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys on that tomorrow. I would like to thank those who donated bits and the raiders today. And yeah, just for you guys kind of sticking it out while we were mucking around with our little bit of a stress test on here. So what we'll do is, for those who are subscribed to the channel, That is your raid message for those who are... Where'd the purple star go? Did they get rid of the purple star? Do I have to change the raid message? For our... the non-sub message? They did get rid of it. Okay. Well, feel free to copy that one. It looks a little strange. Or kind of come up with a raid message of your own there. I'm going to send you guys over to... We're going to go over to... Let's... you know what? We got... yeah, let's go over to... Econ Greg. He is streaming a lunar eclipse, which, you know, we are unable to right now because, you know, because this. We got quite a bit of snow coming in here, so we'll reconvene tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. But yes, until then, I thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hope you guys did enjoy yourselves and have a very good evening. As always, I have been Tom. I am the Astro Canuck. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to share the universe. Actually, tonight Greg is going to share the universe. But yes, thank you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some charity streams. Until then, we will wish you a very good night and take care. Thank you.